I don't know what I'm doing right now. Okay, first of all, it's very telling that I work with two Italians, because we're out here in the sun and it's blazing down on me, and they've just been lollygagging. I don't mean that negatively. I just mean like they've just been kind of taking their time. They have no idea that in 10 minutes I'm done. 10 minutes my day is fucking over. I'm already sunburned. I can feel it on my nose and my wrists. I'm sweating profusely. I'm already pink, as you can tell. I think one thing this show is gonna highlight is my sensitivities about the pigment of my skin. Because I believe when it was cold out, I was always whining about how I probably looked pink because it was cold. And now that it's hot, I'm gonna look pink. It's what I do for most of my life. It's just look like a goddamn fucking pig. Why am I this color, dude? Every time I go outside, it's a fucking nightmare. I can't be outside in May for more than 20 minutes. Not near reflecting windows, at least, or anywhere that will get a glare on me. But yeah, I'm hot. It's really my long way of saying that. And if I could, I would take off this flannel. But see, here's the deal, is all of you listening know that I am hot, and that's why I took off the flannel. But everyone who watches clips, which is all anyone does on the fucking internet, won't know why I'm in a tank top. I had a tank top under this. I can't take off the flannel. I'm handcuffed by the flannel. I am in a prison of my own creation in this fucking flannel. Let's start the show. We are here on the East River. We are by Marsha P. Johnson State Park in Brooklyn. We're on the other side of Manhattan right now. It's over the East Village you're looking at. Williamsburg Bridge. I don't think anyone can see that. But we're by Marsha P. Johnson State Park. Like everything in New York, it's a bit gay. Marsha P. Johnson was a gay rights activist, a hero of gay rights, fought at Stonewall Inn. She died in 92, I believe. They found her body floating in the river. Odd place for her memorial park, right? Or the perfect place. Or the perfect place. Probably the perfect place. But they found her body floating. At first, it was ruled a suicide. That's not so much believed anymore. People think she was probably killed or at least thrown or chased into the river. That was, like I said, that was the early 90s. She was born in August of 45, so just a little after Hitler died. We have here, I guess we're just going to start the episode now. Yeah, we checked out. We told you where we are. How did we get here? We did get here via subway. Took the L. Took the one from the office down to the L. Have had a hell of a day today. We saw I saw the backrooms screener today over at the A24 office. I am embargoed, so I'm not telling you shit, but it was fucking awesome. I saw the backroom screener because little housekeeping for everyone real quick. Things over at Out of Order and Scene Stealers are going tremendous. Things are going fantastic. Feel a lot of support and a lot of love, and that's really nice. And it's really translating already, because we're about to have a monster week, folks. We have a monster week. We can announce next week's guest, because that's already recorded. Next week we sat down with the RZA. I think I mentioned that last episode. So next week, Scene Stealers, me and the RZA chop it up. It's awesome. The introduction is one of my favorite things I've ever done in my career. I felt the coolest I've ever felt in my career, the coolest I'll probably ever feel in my entire life. But yeah, get excited for that. The RZA, we talk his new movie, One Spoon of Chocolate. Also, we do Wolf of Wall Street. Dude, we watch a scene of Wolf of Wall Street. It's unbelievable. Me and RZA just dying laughing. The Man with the Iron Fists. What else did we do? We did this last week. We did fucking Funny People. I forget. There's a couple others. That'll be out next Wednesday on this channel. Please subscribe. Thank you so much. I love you dearly. After the RZA, what's going to happen in the next 72 hours here at Out of Order, let me tell you what, folks, we're jacked up. We are very, very excited. Unless there is some catastrophic situation, by the end of Friday, we will have interviews in the can with fuck me, dude, with John with John Slattery, Roger Sterling from Mad Men, Robbie Robertson from Spotlight, fucking iconic actor. We will have a Scene Stealers with motherfucking Bill Pullman. Independence Day, Igby Goes Down, fucking President Goddamn Whitmore. I'm gonna talk to a motherfucker about the Independence Day speech. God, that's gonna be sick. And then finally on Friday, we're heading over to LA, and Chiwetel Ejiofor. We're gonna be interviewing him for Backrooms. Obviously, we're gonna be talking 12 Years a Slave. He's nominated for an Oscar for that. Little tense. That one's, we're working on that one. We're studying hard on that one. We're trying to figure out how people have those conversations, because boy, is it going to make my white guilt very uncomfortable. But there is also, we're going to do Four Brothers, obviously Victor Sweet. I don't know, jacked up. I'm excited. It's a very, very exciting week at Out of Order. And we're lucky to be here. We're happy to be here, despite the fact that we're sunburned. What else do we have going on? I'm over in Brooklyn, which doesn't happen very often. I don't leave Manhattan. Well, I leave Manhattan a lot, but I don't really venture into the other boroughs very often. So this is a first. Well, not a first, but unique for me. And it's unique, but I did it. Oh, God, I'm fumbling. It's unique for me, but I did do it a couple weeks ago as well. I went over to Queens, and I went out to dinner with a buddy, guy I met on the road with Bert. And I went out to dinner with him and his friends, his locals. He's from Queens. And, dude, it was the best dinner I ever had in my life. I had so much fun at this dinner and it was one of those days where like I'll be straight up, I didn't want to go. It was one of those things where I'd made a promise in the future, and I was just tired, and I was run down, and I didn't want to go. And I fucking couldn't be happier that I went, because I met some of the most interesting people I've ever met in my life. And like I'm sitting with this guy at dinner, and they were all, not all of them, but the guy I was talking to, a little bit older than me. And he was just telling me about how New York's changed, and we're at this old Italian restaurant. He's talking to me about how, things used to be around here. It's not the same. They're all Queens locals. They talk like this kind of deal. You guys can walk on through, please. Yeah. Sorry. We don't want to ruin your day. He's talking about, Queens locals and this and that, and I'm asking. I say, well, how did it used to be? What is so different now than New York of yesteryear? What has been ruined to you? He gave me. He goes. Back in my day, let me tell you this. Back in 1992, my day started 5 a.m. I'm at Sound Factory in the basement, break dancing. Never in a million years is that what I expected that the biggest change in New York City has been. He goes, and then after that, I go upstairs, I steal a little ecstasy, I go on the train, back to Queens for wrestling practice in the morning. And I guess I will give it to him. That does sound like an awesome life, and I'm sad that he doesn't have that anymore. But I just didn't expect to have him in the morning. In the breakdancing in the morning is crazy. Breakdancing, you can breakdance. I guess I don't know when the appropriate time to breakdance would be. It's after lunch for sure. I was initially gonna say it's a nighttime thing, but I don't think it is. I don't think that's true. I think breakdancing, because it takes too much energy to do it at night. Nighttime is just kind of bobbing like this, like that. Breakdancing, I would say probably breakdancing. If you're gonna have to breakdance, best to do it 3 p.m. No, because then you got to crash. Like right after lunch. Right after lunch is digested. Is probably the best time to break dance. Unfortunately, nothing going on in Boston sports to talk about. Bummer that there's just no news in Boston sports at all. The Bruins did lose. That's a bummer. The Bruins get eliminated. Sucks. But here's the deal. I'll say this for all the people who are definitely tuned in for my Bruins opinions. After Game 4, which was it Game 4? Yeah. The second game at home. Was a despicable effort. Despicable, disgusting effort. I hadn't been angry, like genuinely in the fucking pit of my chest angry about sports in a while. Like, I don't know. I don't. It's my life has changed how I consume sports and all that stuff. But like downright furious after the first period of Game 4. It was despicable. It was embarrassing. It was disgusting. I didn't even know I could be embarrassed about a sports team, but I was. And I have calmed down since then. That first period was disgusting. What happened with the Bruins is they overachieved. They have a young, talented roster. They have a head coach who can fucking get everything out of his talent. I believe in the Boston Bruins going forward. You don't really care about that. I will say, though, that one thing people don't prepare you for in life is that before Game 5 I watched at home. Game 6 I went to. Game 5, I was watching in my apartment, and I put on like a Bruins t-shirt. It isn't like, it's not even a sentimental t-shirt or anything like that. It's just I put on a Bruins t-shirt just to feel something. And they don't warn you about that. They don't tell you that's going to come at some point of your life. That like I don't have any Bruins friends in the city. I don't have anyone I can watch the hockey game with outside of myself. And I that's crazy. I was like, I remember I was looking in my drawer and I was staring at a t-shirt. It's a Barstool t-shirt. It's a fucking the Maple Leafs haven't beat the president since Eisenhower was in office. True fact, still true to this day. And I just put it on. I was like, this is a low moment for you, brother. This is I guess a little sad. But I won the game, so I guess I wish I wore that t-shirt to Game 6. But there is like a thing that as you get older, not that I'm crazy old, but I'm in my late 30s now. There's like, you're kind of like, I don't know. I think when I used to watch sports, it was always like I was a former athlete. I don't think of myself as a former athlete anymore. But like when I was in my height of my sports fandom, I thought of myself as a former athlete. So it was kind of like I don't know. I kind of watched it with like if just things broke another way for me, that's where I'd be, kind of deal. I guess that was what was in my head, and I don't know. I got jacked up watching it, thinking like, the fucking camaraderie and shit like that. And nowadays, since I don't think of myself like that anymore, I guess I'm like, I don't know. Am I supposed to be watching this with a kid? You know what I mean? Like, who? Because I don't have the gambling fire that a lot of people have. I gamble, but like not. It doesn't change the way I watch a game. It doesn't really get me that amped one way or another. I gamble kind of like my buddies' wives. Like I gamble like my buddy. I have buddies who gamble a lot, and it fucking gets them going crazy. I'm like with the wives, where I'm like, should we throw $5 in? Yeah, let's fucking do it. Like, I don't know. Those are my gambling peoples. I gamble every time I put in a DraftKings bet. I shimmy my shoulders. That's how I bet. Like, yeah, that's right. We should do it, Steph. You want to do pasta first goal? Let's do pasta first goal. All right, what else we got going on today? Oh, God, what a fucking segue. The Devil Wears Prada 2. Oh, boy. Ladies and gentlemen, what a film. What a goddamn movie that was. I hope they make a Fast and Furious number of Devil Wears Pradas. And I mean that, like, I want a ton of sequels and all that shit. I want a universe created. But also, watching The Devil Wears Prada, it's Fast and Furious for chicks. It's the cameos. It's the fucking big stars and the big, like, at the end, I can't spoil it, but whatever. Devil Wears Prada 2 is unbelievable. It's really, really, really great. I think a bigger opening than Michael Jackson or Michael. Hell of a year for cinema so far, folks. For the cinemas. I think Mortal Kombat's this weekend. That's probably going to do 100 million. Doesn't feel like everyone cares about movies again? I don't know why I think that. It's probably just because I care about movies a lot, and I bought a red car, so I'm seeing a lot of red cars. But it just feels like it's exciting. I feel like it's an exciting time to be interested in movies and to be watching movies and a fan of the movies and all that good stuff. God, it's fucking hot out here. It is. Can you see how much I'm sweating? No? Okay. That's good. is crazy. It's just hot. It's hot. It's hot. Here's the thing too about New York that people don't know is it gets hot. It gets so fucking hot in your apartments, and I didn't have an air conditioner, so I had to fix that. My first 2 years in New York City, I didn't have an air conditioner. I just slept, and this is disgusting. I slept in bed, dead ass naked, obviously, totally starfish spread out like that, so none of my skin would touch each other. And then I had one of those big box fans at the base of the bed going right up my ass. And haven't had a good night's sleep since I changed out of that format, to be totally honest with you. But I did have it's getting a little hot around here, as I've whined about for about half this episode. But so I had to get a fucking air conditioner the other day. And I was hot, and I was fucking pissed. And I was just like, pulled it upstairs like one of those fucking motherfucker. I don't know. That's how I carry air conditioners, and it was just like this super intense air conditioner, and I just like kind of like basically just fucking jammed it in the window, and it was like crooked, and while I was jamming it in the window, I was breaking shit, and I just plugged it in, and I just shut the window behind it because I do have a ledge outside my window, so like it wasn't gonna fall or anything like that. And it was like fucking barely in, but it wasn't gonna fall. So I was like, it's gonna whatever. I need to be cold right now, and I just left it like that for a few days, and was like, we gotta get a fucking whatchamacallit? We gotta get a fucking TaskRabbit in here, and I come home a couple days later, and the TaskRabbit's in my living room. And he's a little short, chubby Asian man, and he's in the blue footies, and he kind of like waves at me, and he's like, kind of gestures that he needs help picking up the air conditioner. It's a heavy air conditioner. I kind of jog over to him, and I help him lift it up, and I could see him kind of looking at my girlfriend like, oh, a girl had clearly tried to do this, because everything's broken and it's all fucked up. And he goes, Hutu. I went, me, no good. And his facial expression changed so fast. And to watch someone's respect for you disappear like that is a very interesting experience, because I never thought that there would be a situation where in my own home, the home I pay for, a small little chubby man who doesn't speak the language at all in blue-footed footsies could become the alpha of the house. But then you buy an air conditioner and things change. You know, your life changes pretty quickly. No longer is it your home. On top of that, in my own home, my girlfriend changed the toilet water color. She got like a blue thing. I don't know how she did it. I'm sure she bought something at the store. I'm going to guess she put it in the top of the tank thing. But here's what I'm telling you all this, is because the toilet water in my toilet is now blue. And the only way I ever knew I took my medicine was when I peed. I could see I took my medicine, my vitamins, everything at the same time, and it fucking, you can tell, like, so when I used to work at GNC, you could always, a little line you'd use with people is, oh, you want to get that vitamin? Not a good brand. It changes the color of your urine, so you know exactly how much money you're pissing away. Any GNC employees, feel free to use that one. But yes, if you take a multivitamin, you know it changes your urine a bit. So I always knew. I was like, okay, I peed. I took my medicine. I'm good. I peed. Now I never fucking know if I took my medicine or not. If I took my vitamins or not. That's a fun experiment for everybody. Just walking out of the house like, don't know what kind of day this is going to be. But it's a good day. It's a very good day. But that was a long way to say I have one of those Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I am becoming more and more like an 80-year-old man as the days go by, which brings me to an interesting thing I saw the other day. Esther, her last name begins with an M. I forget her name. Esther something. But she has a podcast, and there was a clip of her talking about a famous study about how men in their 70s lived together, and they were told to live like there was 20 years earlier, 20 years in the past. And the periodicals in the room, the newspapers in the room, the magazines in the room were all from the past. And the TV shows were all from the past. And everything where they hung out was all from the past. And all of the men got significantly healthier. And I guess the study argues that age really is just a number. It's just in your head. It's just like it wasn't just like like their blood work got better and their memories got better and they moved better. So I don't know. That's just something interesting I saw the other day, and I thought I'd share that with everybody. What else we got going on here? The other day I think this is when I was in Boston, but I got in an Uber. No, maybe I was going to Boston. It doesn't matter. It's not relevant to the story, John. Jesus fucking Christ. It is. I was in an Uber the other day. I got into an Uber the other day, and it was an Indian Uber driver. What are the odds? And and he was playing Indian music very, very loudly. And I got in the car, and the second he looked back and saw me, he hit one fucking button on his playlist, and bang, it was Bieber. Immediately, he saw a white guy, he went boom, Bieber. And I wonder if other races get to experience racism like that, where you're like, oh, thank God. You know what I mean? Like, just like, that's exactly what I wanted you to do, dude. like where we get to experience racism where it's like fun and whimsical, rather than, dehumanizing. My way, I quite enjoy. It's fun. But that was a fun Uber ride to. Oh, we went up to Newport. That was going to the train station to go to Newport. Because we went up to, we saw Mark Roberge at Jane Pickens Theater, which was fucking sick, dude. So if you don't know, I would say I spent my adolescence in Newport, Quinnipiac Island, Portsmouth, that whole area. I think my childhood, I was in Massachusetts. My adolescence, I don't know if those things are real, but whatever. That's where it feels like kind of like a second home to me. And, to be hanging out with Mark Roberge, who literally wrote the soundtrack to my life there, was fucking sick as hell. It was really cool. We did record a podcast with him. Very unfortunately, it is not usable. We wanted to do it at 12 o'clock high because if you're a Newport local, you probably know what that means. But it's just where me and my friends used to hang out and listen to OAR. And I thought it'd be a really fucking cool place to sit with Mark and talk. And he very much agreed, which was awesome because boy was I nervous about that. Was I like, is he gonna get here and be like, this is the lamest fucking idea I've ever been a part of, and I'm not interested. He really liked it. He thought it was really cool too. Unfortunately, it was pouring rain that day, so we filmed an episode where we were driving around in the car. It just isn't good. Me and Mark is fantastic, to be honest, but it's hard to watch and you can't see it, so that conversation will be lost to the annals of time. But it was really, really fucking cool just to do that. I went with damn, it was crazy, dude. We went to the show. It was just a Mark acoustic show. I went with my parents. I went with some old high school friends. Paz and James came, but it was like, I don't think they know this, but one of the couple buddies who were there, I haven't seen in a long time. We haven't seen hung out that much, just because that's how time goes. Since our friend died, it was pretty crazy being there. And it was cool, and it was sad and happy and lucky and interesting, and I don't know. It was pretty crazy. Oh! I forgot to mention this when I was talking about my medicine. Because this is a little glimpse into how stupid I am, but also how smart I am. Maybe I mentioned I have the days of the week thing now for my pills. The other day, I came running out of the bathroom because I wanted to run to the kitchen to grab a water because I'd already put the pills in my hand, and my girlfriend was like, "Why are you running so fast?" And I was like, well, my hand is wet, so I don't want the pills to think they're in my stomach and start dissolving. And we had a nice laugh over that while she told me how stupid I was. But I think there is also some truth to that. I think that is also, there's some like, oh, good thinking. You don't want pills to dissolve in your hand and start pouring acid all over your hand that only your stomach can handle. I don't know. Just a thought. Just something that, maybe it'll be important to you one day. Trump got assassinated, attempted again. That was the thing that happened. No good. No bueno. I will say, if you had to find a silver lining of it, if someone, like, how many times would someone have to try and kill you before you went, is it me? I think the number's 3. So I guess that if there was a silver lining, like, look, first time someone tries to kill you, of course, that's a psychopath. What kind of fucking lunatic is that? Second time someone tries to kill you, you'd go, what are the odds? This is crazy. A second psychopath has tried to kill me. The third time someone tried to kill you, you'd probably go, am I doing something? Is it me? Have I done something to anger these people? So I guess that's how I'd look at things. I don't know. It's not good though, but it's also not. I don't think it was a true assassination attempt. Well, obviously it was, but it also wasn't. It feels weird to nitpick, but we're gonna do it anyway. Like Butler, clean. That's a pure assassination attempt. The two since then, I don't know if you really get the attempt. I feel like, remember in Saving Private Ryan when it's like, or was it? No, it's Black Hawk Down. When it's like, you don't get scared when you hear a hiss. Okay, you get scared when you hear a snap. That means it's close. A hiss means it just went by. A snap means it went right by your head. Like Tom Sizemore says that in Saving Private Ryan. No, Black Hawk Down. And that's my entire knowledge of war and gunplay. So I think I'm equipped to speak on it. But yeah, I think to be an assassination, you kind of have to snap, not the hiss. And these two, I think they were, the golf course one, and then the White House, the Correspondents' Dinner one. I saw the footage of that one. And sometimes you're like, is the Secret Service trying to get him killed? Like half the room was standing up, looking back, going, the fuck is going on with the gunshots out there? Before you saw a single Secret Service member. They were like letting Dr. O's finish his joke. Not Dr. O's, different people, not Dr. O's. O's. How did one of them not change their name? Probably would have been. I like to think Dr. Oz is like, why should I change my name? He's the one who sucked. No, it would be O's who says that. Why should I change my name? He's the one who sucks. Because of Michael Bolton, who also doesn't suck, but Office Space. Are you fucking motherfuckers ready for this? You aren't fucking ready for this. This guy on the city bike, he's got no idea what's coming. He doesn't know. He doesn't know that starting something new isn't just hard, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. So much work goes into this thing that you're not entirely sure how it will work out or if it will work out, and it can be very, very difficult to make that leap of faith, to try something new and give it a shot and give it your all. It can be fucking hard, it can be scary. And luckily, Shopify is there for you as the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States, including at places like the Barstool Sports Store. Accelerate your efficiency, whether you're uploading new products or trying to improve existing ones. Shopify is there for you. Okay, you can easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, in person, on the internet. Shopify is there. What if people haven't heard about my brand? Shopify helps you find your customers with easy-to-run social media and email campaigns. Okay, it's the easiest way to help people hear about your brand. That's what I'm yelling on the fucking dock in Brooklyn. To help people hear about your brand at Shopify. I don't know how loud I'm being. I never know how loud I'm being with the headphones on. Because I think I'm being loud, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not being loud. It's time to turn those what-ifs into clients, into actual work with Shopify today. Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/FightIs. That's FEITSIS. FightIs. Okay. Once again, you go to shopify.com/FEITS. FEITIS. Shopify.com/FightIs. One more time, that's Shopify.com/FightIs. Shopify.com/FightIs. Oh, I'm going to look up something real quick. I'm going to do there's a little live research for everyone here on the show. I hope my water's gotten hot, just like my sunburned forehead. I went to a museum the other day, and I saw Raphael, who is the forgotten artist of the Renaissance. Anything I would tell you, I just learned the other day. But the other thing I learned is that he died of too much sex. And that's what they told you at the museum. So I'm trying to figure out what Wikipedia tells me here. They were like they specifically said, they were like, oh, you heard us say too much sex. You're probably thinking that is kind of our fun way of saying he died of an STD. That is not true. He did not die of a venereal disease. He died of too much sex. So Raphael, so he was the man. Everyone loved him. By the way, while I'm kind of glancing at this stuff, I will say, Raphael fucks. Raphael had some cool ass shit. Not all of it, to be honest about that too. Not all of it really appealed to me. Not a huge Renaissance painter guy. Kind of a little bit boring. However, I did like some of his oil on wood stuff. And the girl holding a unicorn I thought was interesting, because who in the 1500s would think, I don't know, that kind of seemed a little like abstract. And I thought that was cool. When he died aged 37, the Pope wept bitterly. You shouldn't do that if he died of too much sex, premarital. The cause of death suggested by Vasari, however, is slightly less sacrosanct. Raphael had pursued a passionate love affair beyond all moderation, quote unquote, in excess that in the medieval view of health had destabilized his humors. He was struck down with a high fever, but when the doctors sent by the Pope arrived, he was too modest to reveal the cause of his ailment. So he fucking died of trying to hide premarital sex from the Pope. This is interesting stuff. I'm making sure no one's around me. He was struck down with a high fever, but when the doctors sent by the Pope arrived, he was too modest to reveal the true cause of the ailment. Raphael was treated with bloodletting, the period remedy for overheating. Imagine that. Dude, get over here and just fucking cut me open right now. I'm too hot. Just fucking stab me. I don't know why I'm pretending I'm at the gyno. I don't know why I'd have to be at the gyno to be stabbed. I don't know what the fuck that was. Was fucking Raphael. Okay, he was treated with bloodletting. Why did I go like the gyno? I've never been to the gyno. Not once. Raphael was treated with bloodletting. Okay. His condition rapidly deteriorated, and within 8 days he had died, not before providing his mistress with the means to live honestly. A true gent indeed. So yeah. I guess you could argue that Raphael died of too much sex. I would argue that he died of a doctor cutting him open because he thought he was too hot. Malpractice, I think, is how Raphael died. Or murder, depending on the doctor's intentions. But I don't think it was the sex. Gotta feel pretty good if you're that chick who fucked him to death, though, huh? You fuck Raphael to death. I am so sunburned in my arms. You fuck Raphael to death. He pays you for the pleasure. Then fucks off. I think I know a lot of ladies who wouldn't hate that to happen. Looking at you, Jordan. That was mean. That was uncalled for. Cut that. Cut that from the show. Unnecessary, John. Unnecessary to be lashing out like this. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention when we were talking Bruins stuff? Just Boston as a whole. So I spent the day in Boston. We did Mark in Newport. And then I went up to Boston, spent the day in Boston before going to the Bruins game. And I loved it. I haven't really enjoyed my time back in Boston in a while, just because like we've always been going to the seaport, and I fucking complain about the seaport all the time. And this was, I stayed in an hotel in the city. I fucking walked Boylston, walked through the Common, and just had like had dinner in the North End. Just a fucking perfect Boston night, Boston day. And I was like, there's no way the Bruins lose. And they did lose. I don't know why it was on my mind, but I was thinking about how the fucking, but how young people aren't drinking these days. And I was looking around the game, and I just didn't. It wasn't as rowdy as I thought it was going to be. In the building, it was as loud as I thought it was going to be, but just outside, it wasn't as rowdy as I thought it was going to be. And I was like, damn, maybe kids aren't drinking as much these days. And then at the start of the third period, I saw two young Boston kids, couldn't have been older than 16, getting talked to by the alcohol compliance officer. A new thing. I don't know. That wasn't around when I was there. But they're in their TD Gardens in red polos, say alcohol compliance. And these kids were clearly drunk and clearly 15 or 16. And they were so disrespectful to the alcohol compliance officer that I was like, hell yeah, you still got it. Like, they were like, fuck you, loser. What the fuck you want? And he's like, give me the IDs. And they're like, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here. And I'll give them this, though. They were respectful. Like, they didn't move. They did give him the IDs. Clearly, they were underage because he was holding him there. They didn't try and run. They could have, I'll say this, they could have handled the alcohol compliance guy. They didn't try and rip their IDs back and run because that's a move I've done. They just stood there and took it while continuing to belittle the man who was, I guess, arresting them. I don't know what ended up happening to him, but it was very, very funny. Where I was like, all right, I respect the youth. There's the youth. What is it? The youth all right. The kids are all right. The kids are all right at TD Garden. I think we're about there. We'll check out what Pavs has for us today. Is there anything going on in bars? Oh, dude! Right before we got in here, I did see the Meek milk toss, which I don't really know what's going on with that whole thing. But it feels like, particularly at this stage of the game, the dog's still in it. It feels like at this stage of the game, it's the dogs that are left. So I don't know. I kind of think that throwing milk. I saw Blutman was very not happy with it, but I kind of think. I don't know. The whole thing seems like it's fucking insane. Seems like it's been no rules the whole time. The milk throwing is insane. I thought insane was allowed. But anyway, what else we got? Pav's got a couple topics here for us. Let's see what he's got. Anything interesting? New Odyssey trailer releases. I have not seen that trailer. I have seen the Odyssey fucking... It's not really a trailer. It's just a scene they show. They showed before Project Hail Mary at the IMAX 70mm in Lincoln Square. Lincoln Center. I always say Lincoln Square. In Lincoln Center. That was, this note from Pavs here seems to be that the fans are torn. I don't know why. I haven't seen the trailer. But the one I've seen is awesome. Is insane. It had me like jacked up, fucking like pumping my fucking chest in the theater. It's they just showed you the scene. It's crazy. They just like show you the start of the Trojan horse scene, and it's fucking awesome. Okay. Also, Tony trailer releases. I have not seen that. I actually didn't know that. I saw the still of what's his dick. Who's playing Tony? Yeah. You guys can walk. You're all good. You're good. James, who plays Tony? That's what I thought. Right. I forget his name, too. Okay. Chalamet skipped the Met Gala. I didn't see... getting harder and harder to do this podcast, guys. The Met Gala... I honestly didn't see much of the Met Gala either. I gotta start doing stuff. Barstool Family Feud. I did see that. Speaking of Barstool stuff... I watched that episode. I watched that live. Having now watched the episode, I was already jealous, obviously, that we did not in the Barstool feud. Having watched, I think there's only one episode out. I watched the KFC versus Grinders. That was awesome. That was fucking so cool. And I was like, damn, this would have been a lot of fun. Stu, insanely bad at the fast money. I thought you had 20 seconds per questions. Crazy behavior. But whatever. And then I think that's about it. I think, the Kentucky Derby. I didn't know this until Pavs handed me this. The Kentucky Derby, which I did watch. That was a great race. That was a race. And I feel like I do this, speaking of, I'm kind of a shoulder gambler. Who won? What was his name? I knew it was the black shirt with the red helmet. But I fucking saw that guy, and I was like, I'm gonna bet on that horse. And then I just fucking didn't. I don't know. I just forgot. But the fact that 19 of the 20 horses are descendants of Secretariat is fucking insane. Obviously, I don't really know how horse siring works, but like, I don't know. Like, imagine if fucking 19 of 20 hockey players on a team were like Gordie Howe's kid. That'd be nuts. I don't think horse siring works the same way as human siring, but it would be pretty fucking crazy. Pavs told me the Oscars updated their rules on AI. I think I do agree with all the decisions they made. Screenwriting and acting, all that stuff has to be all human. But there is also obviously gray area for fucking technology stuff. I told Pavs, I was like, I'm so stupid. I don't know where computers begin in AI. I don't know where computers end and AI begins. Like, I don't know what the difference is. People, they just use it as like a buzzword catch-all for just like technology. Like, I don't know. I don't know what everything is AI now, which I don't believe. I think that's just companies going, this is AI. No, it's not. It's just an algorithm you fucking wrote. That's not AI, you dumb shit. So I don't know anything about anything. Thank you for listening to my opinions. I think that's the end of the episode. Sorry, one more thing. Another note. Paz has here that depression may be detectable through a blood test. I think that is the craziest fucking thing. And maybe I'm stupid here, but we'll unpack this real quick. Is there anyone who would get their blood test back like, oh shit, I'm depressed? I guess they would. Right? Like, I'm thinking about it like someone's like, wow, I bet like they were happy and they didn't realize that they were depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that possible? Like, someone gets their fucking blood test back and like, what the fuck? She told me she didn't have nothing. I don't know why I always... If I'm going to make a stupid comment, I make him Italian. I apologize. But yeah, right? Like, I don't know. I kind of think a depression thing, you can probably nail it. You know? Like, I would say throughout my life, I've been depressed many times. I would say all of the times I didn't need a blood test. I was like, yeah, the 3 Wendy's bags by the bed and 9 water glasses and 1 cum rag. Gross, but honest. That probably tells you. You probably don't need the fucking blood test. You probably that's one sign. I guess there are people who like probably don't understand depression and aren't aware of the signs who would be helped by the blood test. So that's a good thing. But you shouldn't need a blood test. No, you shouldn't. You don't. Whatever. Cut that part. We'll end the episode. Don't cut that part. Cut the very end of that part. That part.